Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to learn about CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. So, what is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It is used. We create this. It is used for creating the structure of the web page. With CSS, like we add colors, fonts, spacing, alignments, and layouts. So in this video, I'll explain you what CSS is, why we use it, and the 4 common ways to apply CSS. That is inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS and import CSS. I will also show simple examples in VS Code so you can practice along with me. Uh, so what is CSS? Let's first understand what is CSS does, what CSS does. So HTML alone gives us a plain text like this, like plain content like headings, paragraph, buttons, and images. But by default, HTML looks very simple, as you can see here. CSS helps us style the content. Okay, on the other side, you can see this is a styled content uh, that looks like really attractive. For example, like you can see that with CSS we can change the text color, font size, a different background color. You can give the other styling like padding, border radius. We can set the width of the paragraph, put the spaces around the content and between the content. So in short, HTML builds the page and CSS styles the page. So with and without and with CSS. So basically, without CSS, a web page looks plain and basic, and with CSS, the web page becomes more attractive and easier to read. So let's move towards this inline CSS. So now let's quickly start with the first type of CSS, which is inline CSS. Inline CSS means we write the style directly inside the HTML, as you can see here. So in inline CSS, we are giving the styling directly inside the HTML tag. So this is useful for quick testing, very small changes, or styling only one specific element. Like we are styling only one specific element, as you can see in the example. If you want to style welcome to CSS, we are putting the color, text alignment, center. Style, background color, like we are putting a background color for the paragraph, a padding, that is the space around the content, and text alignment. This is only styling a specific element. Okay, let's try this code. Let's do this code on VS Code. So you can see here, this is an inline CSS. Let me just quickly add a file. So let me name it as inline underscore css.html on VS Code, and we are just putting HTML head, and inside that we'll write title inline CSS, and then you are supposed to keep the body, and inside the body, let's say I'm adding the h1 tag. It's a header tag, and inside that I'm writing the content as welcome to CSS or inline CSS. So I just want to give the styling to this content. So I am writing here style equals to blue let's say you need to put a semicolon. Sorry. So you're supposed to keep style equals to color colon blue, and you need to put a semicolon, and also you have to put like property and value. So this is a property and this is a value, and you're going to separate multiple properties with the semicolon. So then you're keeping text align colon center, and then again let's quickly add the third styling. Okay, I think that's enough. Like we can run it. So if you run this, you see welcome to inline CSS coming there. Now I can do what? I can just add a paragraph here. So I can write paragraph, and inside that paragraph I can write the content like this is inline styled text. Okay, so I just want to give a specific kind of a styling here. So I should give a space after the tag, that is paragraph style equals to, and then I have to keep the property that is background hyphen color, and then you are supposed to keep pink, let's say, or I can keep any other color. Since the pink color is really light, I can keep pink because I'm putting the dark content on it. So padding, okay, that's space around the content. I'm putting 10 pixels to the left side, right side, and bottom and top. And then I have like text align center. Again, I'm putting the content in the center. Yeah, that's all I need to do. Let me save this and let me run it. Okay, so you can see here. Now, this is fine. Uh, so let me just take you to the next type of CSS, that is internal CSS. One second. Okay, so next we have internal CSS. Internal CSS is written inside the style tag. Uh, Usually inside the head section of the element, like you can see inside the style tag, usually inside the head section. So a style tag comes inside the head section. So a um, head section contains the additional data, and the body section contains the content of the web page. So that is why we keep the internal CSS inside the head section, which is containing the additional data of metadata or additional data of that HTML web page, which is the styling part. So internal CSS is written inside the style tag. This method is better than inline CSS when you want to style multiple elements uh, on a single web page. So let's say that you have a lot of H1 tags or H1 elements. You want to style all of them together with the same style. You can use it, or you can use this internal CSS. It keeps the styling in one place, so the HTML looks clean as well. So let's okay. One more thing is that when to use internal CSS, it is used for small projects and single page websites. So let me just quickly go back and do the hands-on activity for internal CSS. Let me create one more file with the name internal underscore css dot html. So I'm just writing html head, and then you have to write style here, uh, and then you're supposed to keep body, and inside the style we can give like inside the style section, like we can give the styling. So I'm putting h1. So inside h1 it's like internal css. I'm writing the same content, internal css, or welcome to internal css, welcome to internal css. And then I'm just putting a paragraph here, and a style using internal CSS. So this is fine now. Let's quickly give the styling here. So what we want here, what are we supposed to do? Like we have the body and then we are putting the styling for the entire body. What all common stylings we want to give, we can give it in the style like body part. Okay, for that will be reflecting in the entire HTML web page. So I want to keep the background color. Say background color is ice blue, or maybe let me select quick a blue color. Okay, that's fine. Now you have the text align center and font family. Okay, it's just going to put the entire content you're adding inside inside the HTML in the center. Font family, Arial. Well, you have the other options as well. You can go with that as well if you want. Like, let me remove Arial and try something else. Maybe this one. Okay, so let me run it now. So this is just a heading we have added. Okay, so we got like welcome to internal CSS and style using internal CSS. So that's the font we have selected. And let's say I want to give like the styling, further stylings for each like heading and paragraph. So I'm putting let's say a different color for it. And I want a kind of like brown color, let's say, and a shade of brown. Um, let's see this one. Yeah, okay. And for the paragraph, let's say I want to give a different kind of styling again, where the paragraph color is again a very dark color, let's say this one. Okay. Um, I think this shouldn't work because we have a black background. Let me keep a shade of green, or let me keep black itself. Let me keep black. Okay. I mean, it's almost black. It's not exactly the black. So, yes. And then we have the font weight. Font weight is basically used to make it bold. So the value for font weight is bold. Font family. Font family, let's say I want to keep something else. Okay, like this is the first suggestion I was getting, and let's keep this Korean new and Korean and monospace. So if I just click on it, okay, you can see that this is the heading and this is the style for it. Now I can save this. Let's move ahead with let me close all of these excess files. Okay, and let's move ahead with the next type of CSS, that is external CSS. So now in external CSS, oh my bad. Okay, so in external CSS, we write all styles in one separate file uh, with a .css extension, and then link that file to HTML document. So this is the best for real website. Like it keeps the like HTML clean. Styles can be reused on multiple pages, and it is easier to manage the large projects. So this is how the syntax looks like. Like whenever you are adding a file, you're supposed to write this code in HTML. Link is a tag. Okay, you have to type the rel equals to style sheet and href equals to style.css. So it's just a relationship that is a style sheet, and hyper reference is that like style.css, like the file name is style.css. CSS, in the CSS again we are going to follow the same thing, that is a selector, property and value, which is actually uh, just like the way we did it for internal CSS, we are going to put only the CSS part in a separate file. When to use external CSS for real website and for multiple pages. As you can see here, like this is the HTML part and this is the style.css. All the styling is done inside the style.css. So let's quickly do the exercise of it and let's do the hands-on practice. So I'm just creating external underscore css.html. So I'm just creating a HTML file head, and then I'm supposed to keep body, and then inside the head let me type the title as external CSS. Okay, so welcome to external CSS. Welcome to external CSS, and then we are supposed to write the link tag. So link, if you just write it, you're supposed to give the, okay, so I'm just going to give my file name as external underscore css dot css. Let's keep it like this, okay? And I'm putting the content, let's say, inside the body, that is h1, and then you are going to write welcome to external css, and then you're supposed to put the paragraph styled using external CSS. So I'm just writing the content, like we are supposed to write the content only in the external file. And if you just look at this, this is really very plain with no styling at all. Okay, and now we have to give the styling, like I'm just going to add a new file. I'm going to give the same name here. Okay, external underscore css dot css. Okay, so external underscore css dot css, and I got a new CSS file. And let me just quickly keep the styling here, body. Okay, so you're supposed to keep the background color. Let's say background color is, let's say, let me keep Alice blue, the same thing. And then we can keep the text align, text hyphen align, center. And then you are supposed to keep font family, Arial. Okay, so I'm just saving it, and let me just quickly do the styling for the h1 tag as well. Or let me just go back to the internal CSS, copy the same styling here for h1 and paragraph, and I can come back to external css.css. Okay, like I can paste the same exact thing. Let me fix this. Well, it doesn't matter, but it looks really good when you keep it organized. Okay, yeah, so I'm almost done. Okay, so I can now run it. I can actually go to external CSS and I can now run it. So you can see for external CSS it worked. It is working because I just kept the same styling here. Like whatever I kept the styling in external underscore css.css, I linked that file here and it's working fine. Okay. So when to use external CSS? So use external CSS for real website, multiple page projects, and whenever you want to organize the code. Now finally we have import CSS. This is the fourth method that we have. This is a fourth method that we have. So import CSS is used when you want to include one CSS file inside another CSS file, like using the import rule. So I have already created the main like let's say the external underscore CSS file. I want to create a one more CSS file. Okay, and in addition to that, whatever I have created earlier, I want to use the earlier CSS file as well. So this helps to like basically this helps organize style across multiple files, especially in large projects. However, beginners should know that in most cases, external CSS with normal linking is more common, and at the rate import is mainly used for better file organization. So this is the main CSS. This is the style.css. You are importing like style.css. Like this is the CSS you are importing inside the main CSS. So you can see in the example, uh, this is HTML, and inside index.html you're writing the content like you want to in main CSS you're writing that you want to also import styles.css, and styles.css content is already written here. So as you can see here, I have just written the exact code of HTML in import CSS, and in import CSS I have an additional h3 element which I am keeping as a text, like hope you have learned something new. So I am linking main.css. So this is my main.css. This is the code I have written for h3, but I just want to reuse the code which I have written in style.css, or I can use it the same thing like for external CSS as well. I can just import any one of these files. So what I'm doing is that I have created a separate file with the name style.css, and I kept all the styling for all the elements, all the other elements except the h3 in style.css, and I'm importing it here style.css. Along with that additional styling I'm giving it inside the main.css. So when I am running this, look at this, it's just going to work fine. Okay, I think I have just run the HTML CSS part. Let me go to import style.css and let me run it again here. Yes, so you can see the difference. Like this is being styled using the main uh, main.css with the linked style.css, and this is the code directly kept in main.css. Okay, so yeah,